It's an honour today to pay tribute to England's manager, Gareth Southgate. Gareth was born 3rd of September 1970 and he's a former central defender of Crystal Palace, Aston Villa and Middlesbrough, and now the current England football manager. Many individuals listening to this tribute will have remembered a few weeks last summer, 2018, when they was together as one, cheering on England in the World Cup in Russia. The main points of this conversation will be the beginning expectations prior to the tournament, the famous 6 football matches that England played, and the hope and raised expectations after the tournament. First of all, the expectations prior to the World Cup. According to JD Sports, the usual hyperbolic enthusiasm surrounding England's tournament chances had been tampered following their shock exit against Iceland in the last European Championship in France. Expectations were low. The last time England played in a major tournament, they lost to a country that had more volcanoes than professional football clubs. People started believing that it was club before country, and no one was bothered about international football. So now you know about the people's expectations prior to the tournament. All these expectations changed over the course of 2 weeks in summer 2018, when England was involved in the 6 football matches. First up, it was Tunisia, and England took the lead and they was winning in a World Cup group stage game. But then Tunisia tied it back just before half time, and fans started doing their same things and believing that it's not going to be England's year. England will never win the World Cup again after the 1966 World Cup win. But then up popped Harry Kane in the last minute to win it for him, 2-1, and England had won their first game at a major tournament for a very long time. Next, England played Panama, and a great first half performance put them up 5-0 in the first half, and the game eventually finished 6-0. And that meant that England was through to the World Cup knockout stages. In the first round of the knockout stages, England faced Colombia, and it was all going great as England was 1-0 up. But in the last minute, Colombia equalised, and it meant that it had to go to penalties. Not penalties. England were no good at penalties. However, Gareth Southgate had prepared his men and planned in preparation for this occasion. England won the penalty shootout against Colombia, and it was great for all the fans to see. Next up, they played Sweden, and England won 2-0, and it was easy, and nothing's ever easy for England. It was great for all the fans to see. And that put England through to the semi-final of the World Cup for the first time in 28 years. According to Evening Standard, of the 23 players in Russia in this major tournament, 16 were not alive when England were last in a World Cup semi-final. It began to feel that there was raised expectations from the fans of England, and hope was back in the air again, but we all know it's the hope that kills us. According to the BBC, there was a mass exodus of workplaces nationwide, and people tuned into the biggest game of England's history. It was a semi-final versus Croatia. The game had only been going for 5 minutes, and Kieran Trippier scored a wonderful free kick, and England fans peaked. But did they not know that was the peak of the tournament? It's all going to go downhill from here. Croatia eventually won that game 2-1, and England was knocked out of the World Cup. But it was great for all the fans, as England had given pride back into their country. According to Ghana Soccer, England players have appeared aloof. Not anymore. England has fallen in love with its footballers once again. Gareth Southgate was a man who installed love into our nation's side with charm and dignity. No, England didn't win the World Cup, but they did give their fans belief again, and a little bit of hope. And obviously that is eventually what kills us. But the nation enjoyed the World Cup in the summer of 2018, and that was down to all down to one man. Ladies and gentlemen, Gareth Southgate. Thank you for watching.